What's going on? I am headed down to the Camo Classic, Kayak Anglers of Missouri Classic on Tablerock Lake. It's a 2-day tournament, Saturday and Sunday. Today is Thursday afternoon, about 3:30. I'm headed down now, gonna camp tonight, practice tomorrow. Probably won't film practice at all, just give you an update. Then gonna fish the tournament Friday, gonna fish the tournament Saturday and Sunday, and gonna film, show you guys everything that happens there, or attempt to. Gonna keep external battery, like a charger thing, and dry bag, so I can keep recharging batteries throughout the day. I'm gonna try to focus on trying to film this pretty good, as well as attempt to compete. I've fished Tablerock for about a total of 1 hour ever, and that was, just kind of screwing around. So, gonna be pretty much a completely new lake for me, more or less. I fished other lakes that fish similarly, so hopefully I can get something figured out. Apparently it's fishing pretty tough right now, from what I've heard, so probably gonna be fishing in a way that I don't really like to, pretty finessey, but that's okay. I mean, I can do it if I have to. I just don't really like to, usually. So, I don't know. I'm pretty nervous about it. It's my first kayak championship, my first 2-day kayak tournament. But we're gonna see if we can't get something going. What I do know is there's going to be a lot of pretty good, experienced anglers on the water. A lot of guys with a lot of history on Tablerock, and it's going to be against some of the better guys in the state. So hopefully we can go and hang with the best of them. I would really, really like it to be in the top 25% of this derby. If I could finish in the top 25%, I'd be ecstatic. Obviously, I'd love to cut a check, but if I could just stay in the top 25%, which wouldn't give me a check, but if I could just stay up there with them, I'd feel pretty good coming out of it. Feel accomplished. So I'm happy to have even made it this far this season. So we'll try to get down there and continue on the little bit of success that I've been having, and hopefully I don't get humbled too bad by this lake. I'm sure it's going to happen, but hopefully not as bad as I'm anticipating. So we're gonna see. We're gonna get down there and see. All right, so we have made it to Tablerock. Didn't get to practice on Friday yesterday. I made it, just south of Kansas City, and my car broke down while I was pumping gas, so I did not end up making it down here early enough to practice. I had the car towed home, and then my buddy Chris offered to bring me down here. I conveniently broke down in the town that he lives, so we traveled down here together. We camped last night. Well, he had to work yesterday morning, is why we didn't get down early. So we camped last night, trailered about 30 minutes to the ramp this morning, and then launched. Not too many people around. Maybe a couple people over there, but not too many people around. I'm seeing fish busting on shad everywhere, and shad everywhere. I was planning on that was a good blow up. I was planning on about a 2-mile paddle to start my day. Then I started looking at the map, saw another cove that was about a mile away that I really liked the look of, so I was going to go there. And then I started seeing wood and about 12 foot of water with tons of bait on it. I figured I was just going to come and graph this shore. And now there's bass blowing up on shad everywhere around me. Who knows? Hopefully I stumble on something good. It is 6:46. Lines in is at 7. So I'm gonna go ahead and just paddle down and graph the rest of this rock wall. See if there's anything that I have to fish on it, and pretty soon we're gonna be getting to fishing. So I'm super stoked, super stoked. So let's see what we can't make happen. All right, it's 7 o'clock. GoPro wasn't wanting to start, so Start off with some confidence, throwing a big bait at this tree. Probably not gonna make more than a cast or two before I switch to top waters, because it'd be silly not to. Okay, well, I don't know if this thing was recording at all, but, oh, it wasn't. I turned it off before I paddled over here. Well, whatever. I caught a 19 and a half and then a 13 3/4. So I'm going back and kind of fishing through some of the same stuff again, and then I'm probably going to move on to another spot. But, yeah, pretty exciting. Got 2 fish on the board, and it's already almost to the minimum limit size, which is 40 inches, because it's an 8-inch minimum on this tournament. So I'm gonna get back to fishing and then make a kind of a long paddle. So. I'm just going to leave him in there. I'm going to leave him in there for now. He is self-handled. Alrighty. See you, little buddy. I know that I did not film the greatest there. Battery died and I forgot to change it. I caught a few coals there. Or I finished my limit and then caught a few coals. Or a couple coals. I'm currently sitting in first place with 75.25, I think. Next behind me is Adrian Doobie, who I'm camping near, and he's got like 68. Now, that being said, I'm sure some people haven't submitted their entries yet. They're sandbagging a little bit, but right now it looks good. I've also got the biggest bass on the board right now. Now, I still have an 11 and a quarter, a 13 and a quarter, and a 13 and 3/4 that I'd really like to get rid of. 3 little rats that are just, I mean, I could cull them out without feeling like I'm burning up too many fish, I feel like. And then after that, I'm going to go try to run some new stuff, try to find another pattern, try to throw a big bait around a little bit and just look for a troop giant. So, that's kind of the plan. I'm parked up here. I'm going to get out, stretch my legs, move around a little bit, and eat. So, I'll catch up with you guys whenever I get back on the water. Alright, so I've got a little bit of a plan of what I want to do next because of where I'm sitting. I would still like to get a couple of coals, 3 coals if I could, so that way I could just really feel safe on where I'm at, but I don't want to sting too many fish while I'm at it. So I'm thinking I'm going to go practice a little bit, run some new stuff, try to figure out a jig bite, hopefully, and then maybe a little bit deeper crankbait bite. And then I think I'm going to go and skip those boat docks over there with a swim bait and just look for a giant. Something that's not necessarily repeatable, it just is one big fish for today, you know. And then, yeah, I don't know after that. Maybe go sit under the bridge and throw a blade bait up at where we put in at. That's kind of the idea, at least. You know, we'll see, but I do know that I don't want to keep catching these 9, 11, 12 inchers on a square bill. I would like to catch one more 13 just to get rid of my 11, but I don't want to catch a bunch of other 11s in the process that I would really probably like to have tomorrow. You know, I know how easy it could be for me to come out and burn up all my fish today. You know, I think that they're reloading as the day goes on. I think that they're transitioning to their spots, but I don't want to bet the possibility of me blanking on day 2 because I caught them all on day 1 on it. I think they are, but I'm not willing to hedge everything on it, so. What I do know is it feels good where I'm at, but it's still a lot of stress of who's sandbagging and am I going to be able to keep up whenever other guys start culling, and am I going to be able to come out and do it again tomorrow? You know, there's still a lot of questions I don't have a lot of answers to. So I would bet people would start checking the leaderboard for the first time, some of them at noon, and then start submitting fish shortly after. So about 12:15 I'm going to check the leaderboard and see who has me beat, because I would bet I'm not actually in first.